My sister laughed. Maybe dying will make you interesting. So I canceled the credit cards, shut off their power, and let foreclosure do the rest. I was 32 when the doctor told me I had stage 3 cancer. Breast cancer, aggressive type, needed surgery and chemo right away. I called my sister Lauren from the parking lot because she was the first person I thought to tell. You know what she said? She laughed. Not a nervous laugh, a real genuine laugh. Then she goes, well, maybe dying will finally make you interesting enough to talk about at parties. I sat there in my car holding the phone, completely frozen. Lauren had always been mean, but this was different. This was cruel in a way I didn't think was possible. See, Lauren was the pretty one growing up, the fun one, the one everyone loved at family gatherings, while I was the boring, responsible sister who worked in accounting. I paid for Lauren's wedding 3 years ago because she and her husband Brad couldn't afford it. Dropped $15,000 on a venue and photographer and open bar. They promised to pay me back but never did. Then last year Lauren and Brad bought this house they definitely couldn't afford. The mortgage was way over their budget, but they wanted to keep up with their friends who all owned homes. They begged me to co-sign the loan, said it was just a formality, that they'd never miss a payment. I was stupid enough to believe her because she was my sister. I also co-signed their car loans, both of them, because Brad's credit was trash and Lauren had maxed out every card she'd ever owned. And I gave Lauren my credit card for emergencies. She'd call me crying about not being able to afford groceries or gas, so I added her as an authorized user on my main card. That emergency card got used for restaurants, designer purses, weekend trips to the beach. When I got my diagnosis, I was terrified. Not just about dying, but about the medical bills, about being too weak to work, about losing everything I'd saved. I called Lauren hoping for support, maybe for her to say she'd help out or visit me during treatment. Instead, she made that comment about me finally being interesting. I hung up on her and sat in that parking lot for 2 hours just staring at nothing. That night, I looked at my bank statements. Lauren had charged $4,000 on my credit card in the past month alone. Dinners, clothes, hair salon visits, even a weekend hotel stay. I checked the mortgage account where I was co-signed. They'd missed 2 payments already. The car payments were behind too. My credit score was dropping because of their irresponsibility, and I was about to go through cancer treatment. I called the credit card company first, told them I needed to remove the authorized user immediately and report the card as stolen. They canceled it within 10 minutes. Then I called the mortgage company, explained I wanted off the loan and that I was removing my financial responsibility. Turns out when you co-sign, you can force a refinance under certain conditions, and serious illness is one of them. I hired a lawyer who sent Lauren and Brad a letter giving them 60 days to refinance without me, or the house goes into foreclosure. They had to qualify on their own income, which they couldn't. I did the same thing with both car loans, gave them 30 days to refinance or I'd repossess since my name was primary on both. Lauren called me screaming, said I was killing her over one little joke, that I was being dramatic and petty. I told her the joke stopped being funny when I realized she'd been using my cancer diagnosis as an excuse to throw a pity party for herself at book club. My aunt had told me Lauren was going around telling everyone how hard my illness was on her, how she was so stressed about losing her sister. Then she'd mentioned how tight money was and people would give her cash or gift cards. She'd been profiting off my cancer while mocking me behind my back. Brad tried calling too, said they'd lose everything if I went through with it. I told him he should have thought about that before letting his wife treat me like garbage while I was literally fighting for my life. 60 days came and went. They couldn't refinance anything. The credit card was canceled. The power company shut off their electricity because Lauren had been paying that with my card too, apparently. The bank started foreclosure proceedings. Both cars got repossessed in the same week. I watched it all happen from my couch during chemo, bald and sick, but feeling better than I had in years. Lauren sent me a text last week saying I ruined her life. I replied, at least now you're interesting enough to talk about at parties. I beat the cancer, by the way. Been in remission for 4 months now. Lauren's living in a 1-bedroom apartment across town and taking the bus to work. We don't talk anymore. Turns out I don't need family who only shows up when they need money.